We all know this image. The Great Wave off Kanagawa. It's an icon of raw, untamable nature, a symbol of Japan itself. Its creator, Katsushika Hokusai, is celebrated as the master of landscapes, capturing the majestic soul of Mount Fuji. But beneath the churning foam of this famous wave lies a darker, more turbulent current in Hokusai's work. What if I told you that the same hand that painted serene mountains also summoned terrifying ghosts in art history? In his final years, the old man mad about painting turned his gaze from the natural world to the supernatural. He traded crashing waves for rattling skeletons and tranquil vistas for vengeful spirits clawing their way back from the grave. This is the story of how Hokusai, the master of ukiyo-e, became a master of horror. Join me as we journey into the shadows of his late career, exploring the haunted legacy of a man obsessed with death. To understand Hokusai's ghosts, we must first understand the man. Born in 1760 in Edo, now modern-day Tokyo, his life was one of relentless change and artistic pursuit. He used over 30 different names throughout his career. He famously moved homes more than 90 times, a restless spirit who claimed that cleaning was a waste of time. This nomadic existence fueled a singular, all-consuming passion: drawing. He was utterly devoted to his craft. He believed that only by the age of 110 would he finally master the ability to make a single dot or line come alive. This relentless drive for perfection, this deep-seated belief in art as a path to immortality, is key. As Hokusai aged, his fascination with life's transience deepened. He saw art as a way to transcend mortality itself. For an artist so obsessed with capturing life, the idea of what comes after life was a natural, unsettling, final frontier. His ghost prints aren't just spooky pictures. They are meditations of a man confronting his own mortality. He used his brush to battle the finality of death and secure his own legacy. A revolution was happening not just in Hokusai's mind, but in his paint box: the arrival of Prussian blue. Before its introduction, blues in ukiyo-e prints were often muted, but Prussian blue was different. It was deep, stable, and incredibly vibrant. In his landscapes, Hokusai used it to create skies of impossible depth. But when he turned to the supernatural, this same blue took on a sinister quality. He used it to create a cold, otherworldly light, bathing his ghostly scenes in an eerie, moonlit glow. This was the alchemy of his horror. The pigment allowed him to craft an atmosphere of chilling dread. The backgrounds of his ghost prints are not merely black voids. They are deep, velvety blues, suggesting a world just beyond our own, a realm of perpetual twilight where spirits linger. This technical innovation gave his ghosts a palpable presence. They materialized from the cold, blue shadows. Their forms defined by the very color that had once given such life to his landscapes. It was a masterful subversion, turning a color of natural beauty into a symbol of supernatural terror. Perhaps no ghost is more terrifying in Hokusai's collection than Oiwa. Her story is a classic tale of betrayal. From the kabuki play Yosuya Kaden, Oiwa was a faithful wife, disfigured by poison given to her by her treacherous husband. Her spirit, consumed by hatred, returns to haunt him, her ghostly face appearing everywhere he looks. Most famously, replacing the face of his new bride and even emerging from a broken paper lantern. Hokusai's depiction of Oiwa is a masterclass in domestic horror. He doesn't show a monster from a distant land. He shows us a specter born from the most intimate of betrayals. The horror is personal, claustrophobic. Hokusai understood that the most potent fears are those that fester within our own homes, born from broken trust and corrupted love. Oiwa represents the terror that people we love can become our greatest tormentors, and that the domestic sphere, meant to be a sanctuary, can transform into a prison of unending psychological torment. If Oiwa represents the horror of betrayal, the ghost of Okiku embodies the psychological weight of injustice. Her legend, Bansho Sarayashi, tells of a servant girl accused of breaking one of 10 precious porcelain plates. As punishment, she is thrown down a well. From then on, her weeping ghost would emerge from the well each night, mournfully counting the plates from 1 to 9, only to let out a blood-curdling shriek upon realizing the 10th is missing. Hokusai's interpretation is surreal and profoundly unsettling. He doesn't depict Okiku's full form. Instead, he shows a column of the missing plates themselves twisting up from the dark, watery depths of the well, their shapes merging to form the ghostly silhouette of the vengeful spirit. It's a brilliant visual metaphor. Okiku is no longer a person. She has become her obsession, her identity fused with the objects of her unjust punishment. The plates, symbols of her servitude and innocence, are now the very substance of her ghostly form. Hokusai taps into a deep, primal fear, the fear of being defined by our trauma, of being trapped in an endless loop of suffering. Her story is a chilling reminder of how injustice can haunt not just a place, but the very soul of its victim. To truly grasp the power of these images, we have to look beyond the ghosts themselves and at the world Hokusai was living in. The 1830s in Japan were a time of immense social anxiety. The Tenpo era was marked by widespread famine and unrest. In response, the government enacted strict censorship laws, attempting to control everything from public entertainment to art. It was in this climate of fear, uncertainty, and repression that Hokusai's ghost stories flourished. Ghost tales and kabuki plays featuring supernatural vengeance became a form of collective catharsis. They represented a world where the natural order had been overturned, where the powerless could finally exact revenge, and where justice, denied in life, could be brutally claimed in death. Hokusai's prints were a mirror, held up to a society grappling with its own demons. In the end, what do we make of this haunting turn in Hokusai's art? His final art name was The Old Man Mad About Painting. Even on his deathbed at 88, his obsession never waned. His last words were a plea for just a few more years, believing that with more time, he could finally become a true artist. One of his last creations is the laughing Hannya, a female demon from no theater, representing a woman consumed by jealousy, but Hokusai's version is different. She isn't just menacing. She is laughing, a chilling, mocking grin on her face. Is she laughing at the follies of the living? Or is she a reflection of Hokusai himself? The artist who stared into the abyss of death and dared to laugh back, armed with nothing but his ink and brush? Hokusai's ghosts are his final testament. They are the work of a man who spent a lifetime capturing the visible world, only to spend his final years exploring the mysteries of the invisible one. He sought artistic immortality. And in these terrifying, beautiful, and unforgettable images, he found it. The Great Wave may be his most famous legacy, but his ghosts are his most profound secret. Thank you so much for watching. If you were captivated by the hidden world of Hokusai, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more journeys into the art and history that shapes our world. See you next time.